Investors, brace yourselves for an exciting financial journey. The Indian rupee opens flat against the US dollar at 83.23. But wait, there's more. Shriram Finance has just released its Q2 results with improved net interest margins and a revised norm growth guidance, making it a hot topic for investors. Asian Paints is revamping its volume, with a buy recommendation on dips by Dolat Capital in the ensuing quarter. On the other hand, Colgate's Q2 performance wasn't as expected, resulting in a downgrade to reduce by Dolat Capital. And that's not all. Reliance Industries, RIL, is poised for a promising Q2 with expected rises in profit and revenue. Plus, G7 trade chiefs are joining forces to tackle supply chain challenges and economic coercion. In the dynamic world of finance, major companies are making waves with their dividend announcements and financial actions. From Asian Paints to Gujarat Inject, these corporate giants are setting record dates, declaring dividends, and planning exciting financial moves. Stay ahead of the curve and dive into this financial roller coaster with us as we dissect the latest updates, dividend yields, and market shaping decisions. Don't miss out on this exclusive report. Subscribe now, hit the notification bell, and stay informed about the financial world's ever-evolving landscape. Asian Paints Limited has announced the payment of an interim dividend of 5.15 rupees with a payment date set for on or after 13/11, and the record date scheduled for 3 November 2023. REC Limited is preparing to consider its second interim dividend on 1/11, offering a dividend yield of 4.61%. Shriram Finance Limited has declared an interim dividend of 20 rupees, with a payment date on or before 25/11, while the record date is 6 November 2023. Colgate-Palmolive, India Limited has made an announcement regarding the declaration of its first interim dividend of 22 rupees. The payment date is set for on or from 21/11. And the record date coincides with 6 November 2023. Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation Limited is currently in the process of considering the declaration of an interim dividend on 7/11, with the record date scheduled for 17 November 2023. Embassy Office Parks REIT has declared a distribution of 5.53 rupees per unit. And the record date for this action is 3 November 2023. Ipca Laboratories Limited has revised the record date for the interim dividend to be declared on 10/11, with a record date of 22 November 2023. Bayer Croptions Limited is to consider the declaration of an interim dividend and fix the record date on 3/11. Birlasoft Limited is set to consider the declaration of an interim dividend on 31/10, with the record date scheduled for 8 November 2023. Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited is gearing up to declare an interim dividend on 3/11. Ingersoll Rand, India Limited is considering the declaration of an interim dividend on 8/11. PDS Limited is currently in the process of considering an interim dividend on 1/11. Archean Chemical Industries Limited is set to consider the proposal of payment of an interim dividend on 31/10. Railtel Corporation of India Limited has declared an interim dividend of 1 rupees, with the record date set for 4 November 2023. Somany Limited has declared an interim dividend of 2 rupees, and the record date is scheduled for 3 November 2023. DB Corp Limited has declared its second interim dividend of 2 rupees, with the record date set for 7 November 2023. Jamna Auto Industries Limited is to consider the payment of interim dividend. Venus Pipes and Tubes Limited has declared an interim dividend of 0.50 rupees, and the record date is 7 November 2023. Panama Petroleum Limited has set the record date for considering the interim dividend to be declared on 8/11, with the record date scheduled for 17 November 2023. Goldium International Limited is set to consider the declaration of its first interim dividend and fix the record date. Elpro International Limited is considering the declaration of an interim dividend and fixing the record date on 1/11. Big Block Construction Limited has revised the record date for the interim dividend to be declared on 31/10, with a record date of 6 November 2023. ALLSCC Technologies Limited has declared an interim dividend of 30 rupees, with a dividend yield of 3.19% TTM. The payment date is on or before 21/11, and the record date is scheduled for 10 November 2023. Oriental Carbon and Chemicals Limited has declared an interim dividend of 7 rupees, with a payment date on or from 16/11, and the record date is scheduled for 7 November 2023. Axeter Cotton Limited is to consider the declaration of an interim dividend on 3/11. Brand Concepts Limited has approved the payment of a dividend of 0.50 rupees, with a payment date on or after 31/10, and the record date is the 19th of October 2023. Talbros Engineering Limited has set the record date for the payment of the interim dividend to be declared on 8/11, with a record date of 21 November 2023. PREMCO Global Limited is set to consider the declaration of its second interim dividend on 6/11, with a record date of 23 November 2023. LKP Finance Limited is to consider the declaration of interim dividend on 31/10. Somany Ceramics Limited has approved a buyback through a tender offer route at 850 rupees. Representing a premium of around 23% on the day of the buyback proposal. The record date will be decided subsequently. Orient Green Power Company Limited is considering the proposal of rights basis on 1/11. GRP Limited has proposed a rights issue on 31/10. Jataperia Projects Limited is set to consider fundraising, including a rights issue on 7/11. Gujarat Inject Kerala Limited is considering raising funds through more instruments, including a rights issue. Thanks for watching. Please thumbs up if you like, subscribe, press the bell icon and never miss an update. Share and comment your thoughts on the comment section. And stay tuned with Corporate Actions India.